Who am I that the Lord would take upon my sin, that would carry the cross for me up to Calvary? Who am I that he would cleanse me with his blood? For I am Barabbas, and you took upon my cross. How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we are going to be reading from Genesis chapter 33. In that beginning of the video, how I said, I am Barabbas, and you took upon my cross, and who am I that you will cleanse me with your blood? What I'm getting at there is, he was holy. He had a place up in heaven. He's God, and he came down in human form to cleanse us from our sins, to cure us from sin. He came down as a servant. And if you read or look at The Passion of the Christ, that movie, it shows Barabbas. It shows this disgusting, awful person that they freed. And I believe it to be a picture, just like Mike Winger said. I believe it to be a picture of what Christ did for all of us. He took up on the cross of Barabbas, but he also took up my cross, my punishment, your punishment, and everybody else. And who are we that he would cleanse us with his blood? We are nobody, but he cleansed us. We were sinners, we were evil, we were living in sin, but he cleansed us with his blood. And that's what I was getting at with the startup of the video. We were sinners. We are still sinners, but now we're saved. Alright, let's get into this read. We're going to read Genesis chapter 33. Jacob and Esau reconciled. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Rachel and Leah, and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindered most. And he passed over them before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him. And they wept. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the woman and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which God hath graciously given thy servant. and the handmaids came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also and her children came near and bowed themselves. And after Rachel, after Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as thou I had seen the face of God. And thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that I brought unto thee, because God hath dwelt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds and young are with me. And if men should overdrive them, one day all the flock will die. But let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according to the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord, unto Sire. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Sire. And Jacob journeyed unto Succoth, and dwelt, and built himself a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. When he came to Padaraim, and pitched his tent before the city, and he bought a parcel of a field, and he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor and Shechem, father of 100 pieces of money. And he erected an altar and called it El the High Israel. And that was Genesis chapter 33. I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. And I hope you guys learned something from this chapter. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. And God bless.